Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield, true nascent iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off super detox special at InfoWarsLife.com.
I'm David Hall, founder of Diamond Gusset, where we are proud of our 100% grown and sewn American-made jeans. Whether you're out for dinner, working on the farm, or on the road, Diamond Gusset Jeans offers a full spectrum of style and sizes for any occasion. Our loyal customers enable us to continue sponsoring Liberty Media outlets. Use promo code FREEDOM to receive a 15% discount at gusset.com. In Liberty, David Hall, Diamond Gusset Jean Company.
Tell folks how you got introduced to Super Male, and then when Super Female came out, tell us what happened.
After I saw such a huge positive change in my husband, I had to try it for myself.
Talk about the effects.
I feel great when I wake up in the morning. I have drive to go to the gym. I feel like I look better. I feel better. I feel sexier. I love it. Even if you don't believe in supplements, take the challenge. Get a bottle of Super Male, a bottle of Super Female. Check it out for yourself. Consult your physician. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. This is life-changing.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
It's the time of the season.
Julia Toriansky will be joining us from London via video Skype here in just a moment. If you're a radio listener, you're always welcome to go to Infowars.com/show. And you can find the free video feed and audio feeds as well as podcast right there, or you can subscribe for 15 cents a day or less and get a yearly membership or a monthly membership for $5.95 at prisonplanet.tv. See the nightly news, all my films, special live events, and so much more. Ebooks, prisonplanet.tv. I want to hit some news before we go to her here in just a moment, and then we will break down a real Bitcoin enthusiast and expert to get her inside take on, even if you support Bitcoin or not, why it's so important and could change the world. So that's all coming up here in just a moment. For a few weeks, we've been accepting Bitcoin at InfoWarsStore.com because even the big retailers have accepted it. And even if it's a fiat crypto system, so is the globalist system. So why not have alternatives to it? So that's coming up. Briefly, please don't forget that we have developed with Dr. Group and pharmacists and other researchers true, groundbreaking nutraceutical supplements that are the Rolls-Royce or Bentley of the supplement world at affordable prices. The average supplement company, dirty little secret, sells stuff for about 5 to 7 times markup. Our markup is just 100%. And we do that so we can fund our operation, but also give people really high-quality products at an affordable price. Like we sold out in 4 hours of the DNA Force. More is coming in soon. It's just so hard to get the materials. It's super strong. It's the organic forms of CoQ10 and PPQ and all the rest of it. People that know vitamins and minerals were like, whoa, this is supposed to be $300 to $600, and it's not, so it's sold out. So we're victims of our own success. We have Super Male Vitality. That's a bunch of concentrated herbs and other extracts that get your glands to release normally and be healthy. It doesn't mimic testosterone and other things in the body like progesterone. It just gets your body to be natural and balanced. Put it to you this way, I've gone from bench pressing 250 pounds to over 300 pounds real quick doing this. So Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, available at InfoWarsLife.com. The Survival Shield X2, the only deep earth, pure crystal form of this. We have videos breaking it down at InfoWarsStore.com. So folks can understand why that's so important, or InfoWarsLife.com. And I'm going to take my noontime dose. I actually forgot this morning. If you will take this every day, talk to your physician first, check, because everybody's different. It's just had an incredible detoxing effect on me, giving me so much more energy. It's really been amazing. And a couple times a day, I take a dropper or 2. I take more than I used to now, of the Super Male Vitality, and then of this special elixir that isn't out yet. We're trying to hurry production of it, but I'm always taking the stuff for months and months before it's available. We got some new products coming out soon, InfoWarsLife.com. They're going to be very popular because people use it. And then you see the reviews online, not even on our own site. We're talking 5 stars when nobody else is getting that, because this really is the big secret. And the best part is it then also funds this operation and free speech and overall liberty. A lot of people say, I will never take iodine. It tastes horrible. The stuff at the store will basically kill you, folks. Regular stuff you put on cuts. And then you've got the so-called nascent iodine out there that's in alcohol that tastes like rocket fuel. This is different. This is real iodine. I'm trying to explain that to people. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And that's how we fund this entire operation, is the PrisonPlanet.tv memberships, our radio sponsors, and the products that we sell, whether they're InfoWars dash cams or Molon Labe Pro Gun T-shirts or high-quality documentary films or scientific textbooks on GMO. It's all there at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, Julia Toriansky is our guest for the rest of the hour. I appreciate her coming on with us. Then we have former number 4 at the NSA, top whistleblower, joining us, William Binney, for his 3rd visit with the InfoWars operation to break down the latest on what he calls a total totalitarian takeover with the NSA, with private interests that are given access to the data to corner markets and control society. We'll have open phones, and also your questions sent to Real Alex Jones will be brought up to him here on air. But first off, let's go to Julia. Julia, you did some reporting for us out at Bilderberg, did a great job over there in Copenhagen this year. So much is happening. Before we get into Bitcoin, you're traveling the world right now. Give us your take on what's happening with Russia and Ukraine, ISIS, Obama acting as a dictator, the Federal Reserve. I mean, just it's such a crazy time to be alive. And you believe things like Bitcoin are financial revolutions that could unseat the New World Order and make it as obsolete as a buggy whip when automobiles came in. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on.
Well, I guess a point that I'd like to make is something I recently realized is that economics and technology is very far advanced, generationally more advanced than political thought. So what we have is we're playing this game within the current systems of politics, which haven't changed that much since politics existed. But the way that we are interacting with the internet revolution, with the information revolution, it's really thrown us into a completely new age. And we've left politics behind. The thought has been left behind in some ways. So this is where governments become nervous about things like Bitcoin and dark web and anonymity networks. And to me, this whole geopolitical cluster of violence, it's hopefully the only way we can battle it is through means of transcending the actual framework and not participating in it. And that's why I really support Bitcoin.
I agree with you. Elaborate on that.
So, okay, you always, and a lot of people who are quite into gold, they refer to Bitcoin as being fiat, so it's not backed by anything, right? And I just want to kind of talk about this because what's gold backed by? Well, gold has inherent value, right? That's what we say. What's inherent value? That's a very subjective thing, right?
No, I mean, I get it that technically it's encryption, it's the limited amount of it, it's that people choose to use it as a medium of exchange, that you can claim Bitcoin is not truly fiat. I'm just saying that it is competing on the fiat plane with the fiat systems of the globalist.
I don't think so at all. So let me just say why I
sure go ahead and elaborate.
Yeah, so the best thing about Bitcoin, which is an application on the blockchain, so I'm just talking about the money aspect of Bitcoin, right, is it allows us to completely separate our financial interaction from the abusive systems of banking, cartels, and the state. So, you know, we're supposed to have the separation of the church and the state, and now it's actually very plausible for us to have the separation of money and the state. Now, wow, that means that humans humans worldwide for the first time in history have the ability to be their own bank. And with anonymity applications, we have the ability to be our own Swiss bank. So that's huge.
I agree. And now our government is mega banks who want to charge us to use our own money and have bail-ins. This is the true revolution to create our own financial systems, period, regardless of whether they be gold, silver, Bitcoin, or local currencies, state currencies. The answer is diversify how we transact, whether it be barter.
Competition is good.
Yeah.
Competition is good because the best thing will win out, and it doesn't mean it'll make everything else obsolete. There's definitely always going to be a place for precious metals. There's definitely going to be a place for cash because it's the only true, fully anonymous system of exchange. But cash can be anything. Cash doesn't have to be cash. It could be seeds or tokens. It's just the interpersonal exchange. Now, that's what's beautiful about Bitcoin as well. It's peer-to-peer. It's decentralized. It's, again, empowers us on an individual basis. And another cool thing that I've been exploring lately is what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin it's a protocol, which is just language, and language is speech, and speech is protected under the First Amendment. Getting interesting, right?
Well, the Supreme Court and others and federal regulators have basically, from what I've seen, said both that it is money, but then that it's not, that it's property, or that it's like a collectible.
Yeah, they're trying to put it into their framework of control of this. They're trying to make laws for problems that don't exist because the state is obsessed with overreaching, almost dogmatic, religious preventative action.
Sure.
Because they want to prevent events from occurring. How egotistical is that?
And we can just circumnavigate them with using things like Bitcoin. And even if Bitcoin doesn't end up being, one of the dominant global systems, it's on the road to that thought process and the road of breaking the monopoly of the mega banks and the state governments.
It's a way out. It's a way out. And with anonymous applications to Bitcoin like this, I'm actually staying at a squat with Amir Taqi, one of the leaders in the Dark Wallet project, which is a wallet that makes your transactions anonymous. So the whole, there is some problems of transparency with the exchanging Bitcoin, but Dark Wallet allows a new tool to make it much more safe to exchange Bitcoin between people. So, and actually the G7 released a document listing Dark Wallet as one of the #1 concerns for money laundering. So the government, is very worried They're very worried about these new systems and applications that they can't even comprehend because, like I said,